as of now.
Yeah.
Great.
Let's get right into it.
All right.
We're just going to record the audio show for those of you watching, for that of you watching.
Which is you in another window.
It's me in another window. It's a mirror that we use to look at our own behavior. Let's do the show.
Great.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Week Didn't Start, a podcast that sounded like a good idea at the time. My name is Jerzy Gwiazdowski, and I am joined as weekly, as always, by my amazing co-host, Sam Corbin. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Jerzy.
So, what was this week like for you?
Well, as you know, this podcast is all about recapping the greatest poetic form. No, recapping the news week by week using the greatest poetic form of all time.
Yes.
And my
What's that form?
That form. What's that form? It's Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Oh, a classic, a heretofore unparodied piece of music.
Yes,
We
never
are blazing a trail. We didn't blaze the trail.
Oh, that's good. That could be the next year.
Next year,
2021. Yeah, writing the song this week. Writing the song this week was good. I mean, I feel myself. Now that let me backtrack. We have started to impose or determine what are like the rules of this.
Yeah.
And one of the things we talked about was rhyme, not just rhyme scheme, but like rhyme sound, like trying to match the rhymes and how tempted we are. The deeper we get into that, the more fatigue I'm feeling with rhyme words that, you can only find so many of.
Yes.
So that's where I was at a little bit this week with certain rhymes. I continue to find joy in the trochaic octameter opportunities to take advantage.
Yes.
I will say this week for me, a little bit to the detriment of the number of news items. I might have, elided some, but yeah, I had fun. What about you?
I had fun too. I would like to share your grievance with some words. Like I'm constantly coming up for rhymes with certain syllables.
Mm-hmm.
If we were doing a sort of like breakup bonfire where we take mementos of a relationship and throw them and burn them, and one that we did start, what words would you throw in there to like never have to rhyme again? Or like what words do you find yourself coming to in the song that you're like sick of just because they come up so often as rhymes for the lyric in the song?
Ooh, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and say I will go ahead. This might be a hot take, but yeah. Joe DiMaggio, Marilyn Monroe, the O sound, and Belgians in the Congo later. Like, yeah, the O. Oh, Edsel is a no-go. Castro, that whole thing where you have yeah, all the O's really drive me crazy.
Yeah. Bolsonaro has been doing some heavy lifting for us, as has Pompeo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of
Cuomo.
Yeah. AN, Japan. Iran, like the "an" sound.
And the word for me, ban. I feel like I'm using ban or in having the option of using word because so many things are banned. Travel's banned.
Right.
So many things are banned during this time and before the Corona times that I find myself using ban so frequently, and I'm sick of the word.
Yeah. And more than that, I think we talked about in the early weeks trying to like Google a country to see if there's a news item about that country just to rhyme. And yeah, the deeper we get with this rhyme scheme or the rhyme sounds, the more I'm like, why treat the rhyme sounds as king and not the news items of the week? Like it start to feel like a useless rule.
I mean, which calls into question this entire exercise, right? Because if the
somewhat, but I think adhering to the rhymes is fun. The EO and whatever, but I don't think I don't feel like taking away that rule threatens the entire exercise personally.
I mean, just in theory, in a healthy way, so that we can re-examine it and emerge on the other side stronger than before, much like a breakup fire. If we're going to air some grievances, can we just throw some things out that have been bothering us about this process? Because also, I've just gotten so deep into our workflow of making our document and building out the thing. I think also news websites that autoplay videos with sound
Mm.
can fuck off as far as I'm concerned.
You know what else can fuck off? Sunday nights at 9:30 p.m.
Oh, as a time?
I forget what it was like to just have a Sunday night before a Monday morning that was quiet instead of filled with writing lyrics and recording a podcast.
Although you were way ahead. We were both far ahead. We were both pretty much written by yesterday, and you were writing through the week. But yeah, we have given ourselves a metronome for the week that it sort of has a Doppler effect where it really accelerates towards Sunday, especially because we're writing that final verse.
Yeah.
Another thing that adding to the list of things that can fuck off. Also, the way that news websites format their headlines and put a little preamble.
Yeah.
I think for search engine optimization, where it's like coronavirus, and then a story, or
yes. I find that a lot of things, to be specific, I do think a lot of websites have been using coronavirus, because of how inundated we are with that news. So it's like, just so you know, coronavirus, this is the news about that, you know?
Oh,
and it's also probably auto-populating within the same hero page that's also unpaywalled for the website. So
that's a very charitable interpretation. I'm assuming it's for SEO purposes and to like get the keywords in there. But that's
maybe
nice.
So. Yeah.
I just don't like because it makes the headline in our document go over one line, which I hate.
Okay. Here's something I think can fuck off. I mean, can it fuck off? Let's put it this way. I feel like now that we've talked about how there are monopolizing stories in the news,
yeah,
I really am like seeing the same 5 stories every week. SpaceX has been dominating the news feed, and yeah.
Just something about Elon Musk doing something stupid every week. Yeah.
And maybe my last little grievance for this week generally is that I really have been thinking about what makes news. Like, what is news again? And the reason I mention that is because I think we live in a society. I think there are these news stories we used to talk about like weird news, you know, like the fun story about baby goat returned to its owners or whatever, or like owls born and now man watches TV with them.
Love that story.
Yeah. But it's like, what is news? Is that just a feel-good story that we are using to balance out the weight of other news stories? And if so, what would it mean to not, I don't know.
To not do that. Oh, I mean, this gets back to our first 3 or 4 weeks of this, where we began to ask that question of what is the difference between an event and news, and not only who are the voices that control what is in the song, but who are the voices and the biases and the decision makers that control what appears on a given news feed. And as we've diversified our news sources, that's become really clear. And also when this moment happened, when Corona exploded everything, and there was this moment of scrambling on behalf of all these platforms, we saw maybe a little bit more of what the true feed is like. And it's gone back into its normal cadence, you know, it's reformed in some kind of way where you get back into that cycle. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah. And the cycle being one that includes the weird news stories.
That includes the weird news stories. Yeah. And another thing that has made me aware of it outside of this show is being on Twitter, you know, scrolling, doing the doom scroll of Twitter, and seeing platforms reach out to like creators of viral tweets or people that took videos. Yeah. And it's like, oh, really? People are out there, people are doing what we're doing.
Yes.
That are aggregating news that work for CNN and that work for Fox and that work for the New York Times and that work for BBC, trying to deliver content because it is a business and they're trying to share things on their platform. So what I'm saying is we are a news platform now. We do exactly what all those things do. So we should be your primary source of news.
Incredible.
I had a great time this week. I had a lot of fun writing the song this week. This might've been the most fun I had.
We should dive into our. Wait, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I feel like I hit a good level. That's all. I'm
excited to hear it. Unlike you, I do not read your verses before I hear them. So because I like to experience them live on the pod. So I'm excited to hear them. Let us highlight some stuff.
Yeah. So every week we do 2 highlights, one from the original song and one from the current week's news. Although, Sam, I've been hearing from listeners, thank you for listening, thank you for chiming in, that they would like to hear more about the new week's news as we move forward, because
that's good.
we titled our last episode, British Genitalia, which was one of the clips that was from a line that you did that we didn't explain what it was. And so I had people asking me, what was that a reference to? So next week is going to be our 20th episode, and maybe you and I can find a way to, this is a tease, include a little bit more of the current news in the rundown.
I like that. Maybe there's something to be said for taking all the news stories that aren't self-explanatory, but then also even the ones that are somewhat explanatory. I don't know. This is a good, let's discuss.
Yeah, I think when we come back next week for number 20 already, we'll have figured that out.
Great.
But for now, we're going to do 2 and 2. So do you want to start?
Sure. Shall I start with my old?
Yeah, start with the old.
Okay, so the reason I'm excited to talk about this old is that when I picked the name, I thought wrong about what I was going to be reading. When I picked Dacron, it was, a fashion. It was a synthetic material that took the fashion world by storm. Naturally, this gave me the idea that Billy Joel must love fashion. So when I saw the word Marciano, I was like, I was like, another designer.
I love that.
And of course, when I start digging, it's not at all about designer. It's about a boxer. The boxer in question is Rocky Marciano, who took the heavyweight boxing championship at the age of 29 years old when he defeated Jerzy Joe Walcott in a boxing match in the 13th round after losing every other round, not by knockout, but then he won in a knockout. Jerzy, why did I lost my train of thought?
I heard my name. Sorry.
Oh, Jerzy Joe Walcott was 38 years old. And a lot of people thought that Rocky Marciano had the uppercut, because he was younger, spry. But of course, Jerzy Joe's experience and, breadth and patience was winning him every round. And I actually watched the YouTube video of this knockout blow. And it's important to mention, or maybe not important, but like Walcott was like punching him so many times that he had opened a lot of cuts on Marciano's face, and Marciano had like a swollen left eye. And also boxing in the olden days, in the 50s, is so surreal to watch. It's almost like this soft dance, because when they get too close to each other, it's not like aggressive. It's almost like they're just hugging. And then the ref comes and pushes them apart. So in the 13th round, this incredible, the crowd is cheering. We're in the boxing ring. And all of a sudden, Rocky Marciano lands this chin punch that knocks Walcott off his balance. He swings onto the ropes and starts to fall. And then apparently that was the knockout punch. But you see Marciano swing one more into the side of his head. He flips down onto the ground. His left arm is just hanging limply over the rope. Are they called refs, or what are they called? The people who count.
The referee,
right? Yeah. So the referee counts to 10, and I read this and declares Rocky Marciano the new heavyweight boxing champion, which a title which he would keep from 1952 to 1956. But my favorite part of this article I read about it was he counted to 10. It didn't matter. He could have counted to 1,000. Like this idea of this man was not going to get back up. It was, a beautiful, beautiful dive.
So this is the first time, this is episode 19. This is the first time that boxing has come up on the show. And boxing comes up. We talk about baseball and how much he's obsessed with baseball. Boxing has at least 3 references in this song. And we've done now 19 versions of this song, and we haven't talked about boxing once. Boxing, not only as part of American culture, which I think at the time, baseball, boxing were the top 2 sports, especially in the 50s and 60s, 70s too. Muhammad Ali, you kidding me? Boxing is like not as much a part of the public consciousness as it was then. But you've got Liston Beats Patterson and Sugar Ray, right? So he's got 4 boxers named in the song. But I think we will end this year. My prediction is that we will end this year and not mention a single boxer.
in
that won't be
American
relevant in the
culture.
news.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
MMA, NBA,
WWE.
NFL, hockey, all way more in the news.
Mm-hmm.
Racing, NASCAR.
What's the boxing league called in America?
There's not really a league. There's like promoters, and I'm not a very boxing educated, but as far as I know, it's about kind of getting prize money together. That's why you have boxing promoters and these like Don King type people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about these one-off ad hoc events, which is why they're all in pay-per-view. And it's sort of they build and promote the events and then make money off the one-off events. So it's not a structured league in the same way.
Got it.
There must be like an association of rules, that stop people from like putting lead powder in their gloves and all the kind of weird cheating that people do, but like taking dives and stuff. But as far as I know, there's not a league. But hey, listeners, boxing fans, let us know.
All right, what's your old highlight?
Yeah, my old highlight is British politician sex, which could have referred to a lot of things over the years, but specifically Billy Joel is referring to what has become known as the Profumo affair. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is something that I was totally unaware of. It was a 60s sex scandal where this guy, John Profumo, who was basically the Secretary of State for a conservative government in the UK, got involved with this young woman, Christine Keeler, who was a sort of socialite model. And it blew up because she had been confiding in and spending time with a number of people in high positions in UK and world government and was deemed a threat to national and world security.
Wow.
This 19-year-old who was like just out there kind of, doing her damn thing. And rather than the politicians, the politicians fell, and were disgraced, but she was absolutely slandered and, accused with and charged with prostitution and all of this stuff. A proto Lewinsky figure, I think, in a way of like sort of this young person being taken advantage of and then publicly being absolutely dragged. And she lived till 2017. And just recently, we lost her a couple years ago. And so my trend was, finding people that are still with us. And I thought, maybe Christine Keeler, the 19-year-old mistress of the Secretary of State in the 60s, is still alive. And we just missed her. So we would have loved to have had her on the show and get her side of the story at long last. But if you're interested in learning more about that scandal, like it goes pretty deep and was absolutely took over the world news because it affected diplomacy and all this stuff, which Billy Joel sums up, as you would like to say, Sam, in a lowercase way by just saying British politician sex it's sort of an oblique reference. That's my old highlight.
Nice.
What's your new highlight this week?
I am continuing on my trend of new highlights. I think I swing one of two ways with my new highlights. Either I state something about like, a feminist win or some piece of news that I really politically feel tied to, or I go for something that feels cursed or so confusing in like a weird news way that instantly that when I read it, I'm like, this is it. This is my news story for the week. In this case, my new highlight is that a Gilgamesh tablet, and Gilgamesh being one of the most ancient pieces of literature, was officially announced. It was a cuneiform tablet believed to be one of the oldest pieces of literature.
I think the.
Oh, the.
It's the GOAT.
Okay. It's the Gilgamesh, actually. But it was officially forfeited by authorities back to its home in, I want to say it was recovered in like a wartime in Iraq. I am checking my facts. But the craziest part is that, it was plundered by Iraqi soldiers during the occupation of Kuwait in 1991. Wow. But the craziest part about it, like especially in the headline, is that the forfeiture was from Hobby Lobby's Museum of the Bible. Like, this Washington, D.C. museum is owned by a crafts superstore. And so the thing that just blew my mind was like, hold on, Hobby Lobby owns Gilgamesh tablet and now must return it to a war-torn country. It's just like
Hobby Lobby are on the front lines of the culture war,
all the
with their
time.
puffy paints, and they're framing the
Ah!
discussion.
Yeah. Anyway, it also made me laugh because I was like, who better than a craft store to create a counterfeit, Like, how do you know it's the real Gilgamesh tablet?
And well, who would right? Who would have thought that Gilgamesh would go on to antagonize the Smurfs for years?
Okay. Isn't that okay? What's your new highlight?
Oh yeah, my new highlight. Okay, so my new highlight is, I don't want to get into this whole thing, and it did appear in the song, but the thing between Lana Del Rey and Doja Cat that happened on Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's like kind of annoying and like very much an internet thing, and was like Lana Del Rey had a new album, and there was all kinds of problems with the way that she started beef with all of these current pop stars who were like awesome and doing great stuff. And tried to sort of weaponize her own history, and not in relationship to the relationship with his former partner she had that was abusive, but in relationship to other people, like saying my trauma and my experiences are like more valid or something.
I take issue with it. Personally, I cannot engage with this particular Twitter drama, even though I have happily drunk Twitter drama in the past, because I really, this is another example of somebody doing something that is a bad look, but not actively taking other people down, just not realizing the implications of what she's saying by asking for permission.
So yeah, that part of it, not super interesting to me. That's not why it's my highlight.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me is the response from Doja Cat. Did you
No, I did not
grok this at all? And by that, I don't mean did you read this while buying groceries, but I mean, did you glean this at all?
Okay, is green. Okay, no, I did not glean it, but is grok a portmanteau of glean and
no, that's what grok means.
No. Okay.
Unless
grok,
you're
the literal
Sam Corbin,
mean?
in which case it's a shorthand for groceries.
Is grok a literal word?
Yeah, grok is a word. It's like it's a slangy word. GROK. It's like like a hip Berkeley professor in like 1991 might be like, "Are you grokking this?"
Oh my God! All right, you tell me. I did not grok this.
Okay, so I'm glad that you can grok it now. But basically, Doja Cat on, I forget which platform. I think it was Instagram. Everyone was waiting for, because this is like the hottest star of the moment, right? Top song on the charts. Responded with the following message: "Gang sunk that dunker," which are 4 words that I've heard. Gang sunk that dunker. And we don't really know what it means, but the Doja Cat online army took it to be a call to action, and they, much like the Bayhive or the Swift, Taylor Swifties,
whatever,
descended on Lana Del Rey and beat her off of the internet. But we have now a new coinage, which might be a typo. We don't really know. Gang sunk that dunker, which I was trying to get into the song, but it doesn't fit in our archaic octameter. So I just had to say like Del Rey Doja Cat instead.
I look forward to hearing this and knowing that there was more to the story.
So speaking of which, shall we do the song?
I think we shall.
Sam, I think in the future it'd be cool if there was, we started to introduce like a little musical background element to this.
I'm up for it.
All
I'm
right,
both up and down for it.
Stay tuned, listeners.
All right.
But for now, we'll do it in our old style. Here we go, Monday. Oh no, we got to write the end of the song.
Ah, shit. Always forgetting.
It's like we haven't done this 18 times before.
Yeah, I know. Terrible.
Okay, so we got to write the final last 2 lines of the song. We write the first 4 verses, and then we got to write the last 2. So we need Hypodermics on the Shore, China's Under Martial Law, Rock and Roll Cola Wars, I Can't Take It Anymore.
Yes. I think a potential good I Can't Take It Anymore would be, I have to find this.
Sure.
I remember seeing a good story. Something Cranker Church, Dutch Kennel. Oh, I don't know which one I was thinking of.
I highlighted one way back on Monday, which is that was Gilgamesh.
That's the Hobby Lobby
thing. I highlighted Hungary bans people from legally changing gender.
Oh, sure.
something like Hungary Human Rights War.
Yep.
Which is sort of a niche story. It's not global, but it's regressive and disappointing.
Yep.
Did the dog thing? Did either of us use that dog thing? Because I love this story that.
The Dutch kennel.
Oh yeah, bulldogs.
Yeah, I just did bulldogs. What's the 40 diagnosed? Nah.
It's like a church. People went to church and they got coronavirus.
Yeah.
There's like 3 of those every week.
Bibi
Stop
Netanyahu.
meeting in groups, people.
Yes. Bibi Netanyahu and Indigenous group both could be stories.
Oh yeah, those are both stories that have come up before. I think I had I didn't use it, but it was like I had something that's Netanyahu's trial is going to start and then it started. So
okay.
Yeah, Netanyahu's corruption trial starting is a good one. And the Indigenous group, you did something on that group in a previous.
Oh, is this the
I'm forgetting their name, but yes.
Yes,
but they won.
At their name now. Oh, fab. Oh yeah, Ashaninka. All right. Well,
it could be Ashaninka courtroom score.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, that's one of 3.
And then we have not the dogs. What was the other thing?
Oh, well, we could do the BB thing, but it's not. I don't know why.
Oh, Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Netanyahu goes to court.
Sure. Britain ready to welcome Hong Kong refugees.
We just need one more, and I think that can be Hungary in.
Sure.
Hungary. How do we phrase that?
Gender war. Wait, let me look up Hungary story. Hungary bans people from legally changing gender. Oh my God. Let's see. Hungary, a dinosaur.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
All right.
I had a very whimsical week lyrically, which I think you might pick up on, but
I'm looking forward to it.
Hungry Dinosaur, I can't take anymore. I don't like Ashaninka courtroom score, Netanyahu goes to court. We have court in there twice. Could it be lawsuit score?
Sure. I like that. Great.
Hungry Dinosaur, I can't take it anymore. Hey, look at that. That was quick. I'm still going to cut it out of the podcast. So if you're watching live, for all of you that are watching live, we have more viewers now.
Oh, nice.
Excuse me. For all of you that are watching live, that's just for you.
Incredible.
Wow. 19 of these we've done. Look at us.
I can't talk. Yeah. Paul Red Voice. Look at us.
Look at us.
All right.
That's terrific. I like what we came up with there.
We're getting good at those.
Let's just go through verse by verse. Who's going to do verse 5? Is that going to be you or me?
It's me this time.
Do you want to read through 5?
Yeah. Okay. Give me one sec here. We got store not having standards just in checkman. Yeah, I got it.
Cool. I'm going to do that fake. I'm going to fake start us again on the song so I have it clean for the audio edit.
Sure.
All right. I like what we came up with there. So let's just go right in the song and do all the verses. You want to start with Monday?
Yes, I do. Here we go. Ronan Farrow expose, hash fire in LA, Warren Buffett, Francis Golden, women CEOs. Basic income Spanish nation, ski lift, high school graduation, Uber layoff, Saudi payoffs, Gilgamesh case closed. Super Earth dinosaur, what is Secret Service for? FL COVID tracker canned, Myanmar contraband, early trial vaccine, Trump's hydroxychloroquine, JCPenney, core fatigue, and beer app is a war spy.
Tuesday. Secret parties popping off. 19-foot saliva cough. Magic Johnson USPS borders on lock. Mask on Pier 1. Holy water squirt gun. Pink Floyd's firewall. Michael Jordan doc. Fan pods plans meme. Missing tiger footage scene. Talcum powder menthol ban. Adam Silver's Disney plan. Bars show. Luda sweats. Robot dog is not a pet. Flynn case. Cosmic rays. Morbidly obese prayers.
NASA chief, homeless tax, Niger soldiers, Oprah acts, Amphano replies, Sweden's debts at all-time high, Asmus rent, Burundi vote, safe return of baby goat, Volkswagen ad on blast, David Lynch's weathercast. Ooh, uh-oh. Baby powder, walk, tails, space, flunkies, target sales, Sia's son's doom scroll, woman wins Picasso, Tom Moore, Cohen's free, states harassed for absentees, 2 picked up for helping Gone, and Michigan's a flood zone.
Del Rey, Doja Cat, goodbye kiss from Rose to Bat, SAT won't get you in, and neither will Lori Loughlin. Everest scene from Kathmandu, Rogan sells Krasinski 2, Cyclone wins Picasso win, Radcliffe vote is partisan, Snyder cut, drive-in flicks, easier to quit Netflix, almost 40 million claims, what else do I have to say?
Storm and Nas, drawing skin, Richard Simmons, tracking win, lock screen, skinny jeans, Navy testing laser beams, Biden curving, Klobuchar, Bill Gates 5G info war, easing lockdown in Japan, who shot this Ukrainian, SpaceX testing shorter flyers, Mississippi church on fire, free baboons, space balloons, bulldogs out, judgment zooms, Ashaninka lawsuit score, Netanyahu goes to court, Hungary a dinosaur, I can't take it anymore.
That's the week.
That's the week.
Oh, that was so good. We had one double and I didn't catch it.
I know. I'm annoyed when I saw it's the Picasso, right?
Picasso, yeah. That can be like our Richard Nixon back again. You know? Just really let you know that this lady won a Picasso in a raffle.
Which is so inconsequential that
I know. The one thing that gets all the space this week.
Yeah. All right, let's talk fun moments just to call out a couple great things because you had some really great stuff I want to mention.
Let me shout out your Trump's hydroxychloroquine because it was like a big story, but it's I love it when a long word fits in the thing, like Stephanopoulos or hydroxychloroquine. And it's come up, I think, before, but it just fits so perfectly.
Thank you. In that verse, I have to admit, what my favorite line was basic income Spanish nation ski lift high school graduation.
Great.
Because that's the line that uses all the syllables. In your Tuesday,
yes.
Wait, is it Tuesday that I really liked? I think it was the Thursday that I mean, 19-foot saliva cough. I wanted to know what that was.
So it was a study that came out that when a person coughs, your saliva can travel up to 19 feet. So
nice.
This goes back to the thing you said earlier about what is the news, because I feel like there are a couple things in the news this week that are about like the World Health Organization or other groups trying to conduct studies, in order to share information with the public because they feel like the public aren't being safe enough, right? Mm-hmm. So the World Health Organization conducted this study about masks, that masks are like reduce risk by 75%. And then this 19-foot saliva cough is like, your saliva can travel more than 6 feet. So the news aggregators and all these sites picked up like, is 6 feet or 3 meters of social distancing enough? Or 2 meters, whatever. Because your saliva can travel 19 feet. So there were so many versions of this story everywhere. Saliva
yeah. And okay. I do want to dig deeper into the thing that we're talking about with what is the news, because I have more thoughts on this, but I also want this episode to be not an hour. Yes. So I'll just call out unless you have anything from Wednesday, I can jump to your Thursday, which I.
Oh, yeah. Well, can I say some things from the Tuesday verse too?
Yeah, of course.
So I have Pink Floyd's Firewall. I personally liked.
That is good.
Because one of the members of Pink Floyd blocked the other one from accessing their own band website.
Oh my God.
And just, Pink Floyd, The Wall, Firewall, I loved.
Yeah.
And then I really liked the duet of Bar's show, Luda Sweats for Bardo Budapest.
Yeah. See, in moments like that, finding unique ways to match the rhyme, I do support it. I have to stand. I have to stand something banned. Okay. But yeah.
So now we're in Wednesday. Oh, oh, just including Doom Scroll. I didn't know that if that would win. And also the Belgium, Michigan's a flood zone for Belgians in the Congo. I didn't know where I would, because that was sort of a story that was happening all week.
Yeah.
If we did have a Richard Nixon's back again moment, I think it would have been Michigan, because the story with Michigan was like, hey, this is probably going to happen. Hey, they're evacuating people because this is going to happen. Hey, this is happening right now. Hey, there is historic flooding because this happened.
Yeah.
Which was a little wild.
Yes. For what it's worth, Cohen's free. That I was fraught writing, because that news day was not that Cohen was freed. It was that the news was that he was going to be freed. So he didn't walk that day out of a prison. It was that was the news, that he was going to be let go. And so I just think I'm having a more complicated relationship with the idea of news of that day being the moment when you call out that story.
This totally happens where, like, what's his name? Radcliffe was going to be, he's been in the news a bunch. Like, oh, he's the acting chief. Trump's going to nominate him. Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll pass. Republicans are changing their mind. And then he officially got confirmed this week. But he was in the news last week too, or maybe 2 weeks ago, when it was like decided that he was going to be the guy. So again, like, when does news occur? Does it occur when it's announced? Does it occur after, the day after? When do we put it in the song?
More on this.
I got weird in the Thursday verse.
Okay, wait. One more thing from Wednesday I wanted to call out, which is Space Flunkies for Space Monkey, because the astronauts set to go on the SpaceX arrived. And I was like, yeah, all right. Anyway.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I didn't catch it because it just was so perfect.
Totally fine. Thank you. Okay, Thursday, I would like to call out SAT won't get you in, and neither will Lori Loughlin. I know that you did a payola, but like, that was so great of matching two news stories.
And I just had to make it the run-on sentence. Yeah.
I thought that was great. Also, Goodbye Kiss from Rose to Bat. It's just like fun ways. I know what you mean about getting whimsical with the wording, but I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, I saw, Kiss from a Rose, Batman is a song from Batman.
Ah!
So
I didn't know that.
Go.
Oh my God.
I tried to go with like Sealed with a Kiss from the Rose to Bat, but it was like just like a hat, a bat on a bat,
Yeah. Cool.
Yay. That was really fun.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Hey, do you want to do it again next week?
I guess so.
Okay. I guess we'll go on and on and on and on. That could be our new sign off.
What? I guess we'll go on. Oh, because it's the, yeah. I guess we'll go on.
We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop it. Okay.
We'll go on and on and try to come up with a better sign off.
Okay. Well.
All right. We're still live on YouTube. I'll stop that in a second. Thank you for watching. For the folks that were watching, we did this one kind of quickly and didn't do a lot of extra stuff today because we're both very tired.
Yes, we are.
So thank you for watching, everybody that was watching.